Well, we've seen 2 more teams get sent home today, and now we were jumping up to the winners bracket. Florida State and Hawaii have not lost in this tournament yet. Winner of this duel is going to the championship game.
And that is what you want to do. You want to stay undefeated so you don't have to go into that snake pit and battle in the elimination bracket.
Take a look at the lineups here in Florida between Florida State and Hawaii. It's been really impressive to watch both of these teams, but where are you paying attention, Holly?
Well, both 3 pairs, Carly Kahn, Laurel Weaver for Hawaii, and Florida State's Macy Jigger and Sarah Putt are undefeated in the tournament. I think that's going to be a really interesting matchup.
Yeah, so keep an eye on the threes. We will start on court 1 between these 2 teams. Remember, all 5 courts streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can see every point of this duel and pick which court you want to watch on the ESPN app on your second screen. We will take you to court 1 first. Vanessa Freiti and Tori Paranagua will battle Kaivi Shook and Emily Maglio. Winner going to the championship. Maglio with the swing and the kill.
Emily Maglio, 6'3", out of Canada, in All-American indoor for Hawaii and in the sand.
Paranagua will set up Freiti. Goes down the line, but out, and that's another point for Hawaii.
This team from Hawaii puts a lot of pressure on you because of the big block at the net from Maglio, and then Kaivi Shook in the backcourt. So dynamic as a defender, but Vanessa Freiti for Florida State, big kill, aggressive at the net. This is a pair for Florida State who were unable to score. They're 0-2 yesterday, even though their program has continued to stay undefeated. They have not been able to get a victory at their spot.
They are 15-4 overall, are on court 1, and they tack on a point.
2 seniors who have wanted to play together for a long time but didn't practice well. So Brooke Niles, the head coach for Florida State, challenged them. They have answered that call.
Shook setting up Maglio. But Freiti is there, and now she'll take the swing. High line.
Vanessa Freiti, number 12. She has been a blocker most of her career, but now she's playing some defense. They're splitting, and I'm really impressed by her reads, the way she reads the hitter's arm.
Freiti setting up Paranagua, and there the Seminoles now ahead 4-2.
FSU can definitely do a better job setting each other in transition, getting each other closer to the net, but able to hit that deep middle for the kill.
Shot goes long from Hawaii. Remember, yesterday they came up with a couple of big wins. First over South Carolina.
Hawaii came out on fire. Lots of good energy, playing really well from top to bottom, and then facing Pepperdine. These 2 teams have not met all season long and were able to clinch it on court 5.
This season, Hawaii is 0-1 against Florida State.
They played at the East meets West tournament in Manhattan Beach. The weather was bad, lots of rain, but Florida State was able to win that 4-1 last time.
And that was the last loss for Hawaii. They've won their last 32 now since then.
Florida State is trying to use that win, going after Maglio, but 6'3", she's got nice offensive range, and she doesn't just have heat. She's also got some finesse shots.
Maglio into the block and using it to get that point.
When we talked to Kaivi Shook and Emily Maglio, they said, we're opposite, and you could see it. Emily Maglio, very shy. Kaivi Shook, very aggressive and fiery, but they work. Chemistry is a funny thing. You don't know what combinations will work, but in the case of Hawaii, this is a very strong pair.
We've talked about over the last couple of days, they used what they are calling the matrix to find the best pairs to work, and it took about 2 weeks.
All of these volleyball programs have different ways of coming up with partnerships, trying to find a science that works, but I think chemistry's tough to create a science in terms of partnership success.
I thought it was really interesting what Jeff Hall said too. He called it making the perfect pair. He called it an art.
An art, yeah. Well, didn't he use a matrix? But then
yes,
they came up with something and then he said, forget it.
Yeah.
So all that work and then,
Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. Maglio goes wide. Well, you talk about a tough road to get here. Florida State yesterday started out taking on USC, the defending 2-time champs.
And it came down to a decision, 3-2 on court 2. But then they challenged the top team in the country and were able to really come out strong, winning on court 4.
They've been playing all in. That is their motto, and it's not all in about winning. Brooke Niles told us, it's really about, are you giving everything you have for your team every single day, regardless of the result? Are you giving it your all? And that's what she wants to see out of her Seminoles.
And it's something bigger than just your pair, just bigger than yourself. And I think being part of something like that is really special. You can see the buy-in, the energy of these Florida State athletes.
Let's check in with Holly.
Well, I was able to catch up with the Hawaii coach, Jeff Hall, before this duel, and he said that this #1 pair, Emily Maglio and Kaiwi Shook, he had really told them to be patient in the early going of this set. He wanted them to be patient because Florida State's pair plays so many different defenses. They really mix things up. So he was going to be charting things and really getting some information that then he could help them on the crossover in between sets. So they're just trying to stay alive right now and really read these defenses and then improve moving forward.
That shot off of hands, and Hawaii gets the point.
Kaiwi Shook in a perfect place defensively and very strong in transition, putting that ball away. She's a dynamic athlete. Tori Paranagua with the lefty, trying to avoid that Maglio block, turns that ball just out of bounds, and Hawaii's able to get their 8th point.
Remember, we're playing to 21. You have to win by 2. First 2 sets will go to 21. Shook, long.
I love the outstretched arm of Shook to get that ball that's over her head. She turns her hips, plays it low, but just can't put that ball away in transition.
Serve coming from Paranagua. And immediately they get the point. Look at Florida State go.
That middle serve is so tough. Communication error.
Florida State on top here on court 1. They lead it 13-8 in the first set.
We don't get all the funding that all the other sports get, and we weren't getting these awesome hype videos made that, let's say, like football or basketball get. So we kind of took matters into our own hands. We have a couple creative people on the team that are good with film too, and we just thought, let's make our own hype video. So we started that year, and it turned out really well, and we've been doing it ever since.
For me, it's kind of like an impulse. I've been playing around with editing software since I was very young, and I kind of need that in my life to keep a good balance, and I think it counterbalances the rest of my life very well.
This Florida State team is so resourceful, and you were talking earlier about what their theme is for the year. It is all in. Everyone's got it across their chest, their shirts. But the thing that I love is Brooke Niles does something very interesting. Every kid has a chip. It's a poker chip, and they have to have that with them at all times. They have to be accountable to their teammates and be having that chip at all times. And then before every match, They put all the chips right here in this coffee cup. You have to put your chip in and say, we are all in. Devin Holquist, she is the keeper of the chips, and we don't dare touch them. They are in there. They are sacred. But after the match, your coach will decide, did you play all in? Were you with the team? Did you have that spirit? And if you didn't, you don't get your chip back. So I love this little tactical, physical reminder of what they're trying to accomplish psychologically as a team. Very creative and a good concept for Florida State.
And they have to have it on them at all times, too.
Yeah, important that you're all in at all times for your program.
I love it. Just a token, a little reminder of something bigger. Well, this is over on court 1, 16-10. Florida State leading Hawaii. No points up on the board just yet. We're still in set 1 on all 5 courts.
This Florida State pair trying to score their first point of this championship tournament.
Florida State has not been able, their ones have not won a match, even though the Seminoles have pushed their way into today through the winner's bracket. Now they're up 17-11.
And there you see Angela Rock, the volunteer assistant for Florida State. I talked to Brooke Niles yesterday. She said Angela Rock is our secret weapon. She helps us so much. They can bounce things off of each other. They can talk high-level strategy, and the athletes on the team really enjoy having her part of the program.
She came on a little bit later into the season, but spent her own money to travel from California to Tallahassee to be with the team and work with the team while she's working 2 other jobs, by the way.
Angela Rock is a full-time tenured professor in San Diego and does this because she has a passion for it.
It was great. We got to talk to both of them, and I love seeing them interact with each other, too. Maglio will come up and try to send it over, but Paranagua was there, and then Freiti tacks the point on.
Tori Paranagua, really nice defensive touch at the net, and she's able to set it on the second contact. Vanessa Freiti comes in aggressive, able to get that ball to drop for Florida State.
Freiti with the serve, and it's a service error into the net. Point for Hawaii.
Both Vanessa and Tori for Florida State have parents who are from Brazil, so sometimes they'll speak in Portuguese to communicate with one another.
Named to the CCSA All-Conference team. Powerful kill.
Tori Paranagua, a very dynamic left-hand defender. One of the captains, both she and Vanessa are the captains for Florida State.
And now they have set point here. Freiti with the swing, and the first set is going to Florida State on court 1, 21-12.
Very impressive start for Florida State, just on a mission. Every match they've had, they've jumped out to that aggressive play.
Let's get you over to court 2 now. That's where we find Morgan Martin and Leah Monkhouse of Hawaii leading Haley Luke and Katie Horton of Florida State. Haley Luke trying to save it, but that point will go to Hawaii.
The Hawaiian pair, very talented. Morgan Martin has grown up on the beach. Her father was a 4-time NCAA champ at UCLA, and she's trying to get an NCAA title of her own.
That's Leah Monkhouse with the serve down the line. They call her Monkey. Great layout for the save, and Monkhouse will take the swing. Horton to the back line.
This Florida State pair, Haley Luke and Katie Horton, both successful indoor players for Florida State. Finally, this full year have committed to playing the beach, and it shows. They've moved up the ranks and are now the number 2 pair for Florida State.
Now, Katie Horton on the indoor side was the first at FSU to reach 1,000 kills and 1,000 digs. 3-year starter. 3 years at Florida State, started her career at Ohio. All right, set point here for Hawaii. Service error.
You don't want to open the door for Haley Luke and Katie Horton. They were a hot team beating USC yesterday. They weren't able to finish against UCLA, but they played extremely well.
To the back row it goes, and Hawaii will take set one, 21-14. Let's take you to court three now, where Florida State is on top, 18-14.
This was the matchup I was really looking forward to. Both teams, or both pairs, 2-0 in this tournament. Macy Jurger with the serve, Sarah Putt at the net. Four fantastic all-around players, Carly Kahn, Laurel Weaver for Hawaii. Laurel Weaver started her career 2 years at UCLA. She has energy. She is a fireball paired with the very athletic Carly Kahn.
Carly Kahn starting her career at Missouri, where she played 4 years of indoor, was a 3-time All-American.
How about Macy Jurger, 2-time Scholar Athlete of the Year at Florida State. Big kill. Grown up, she's from Florida on the beach, and she is playing her best volleyball.
Comes out of Fort Myers, and now it's 19-15. You can make it 19-16 as Hawaii gets the point there.
Both teams doing the slow walk. Not seeing a coach walk with them, so that means their coaching staffs have a lot of trust and faith in these two pairs. Lots of experience in the sand.
Carly Kahn will go back to serve for Hawaii. They've got a little work to do. They got to catch up here. Goes at Putt. Putt on the attack with Laurel Weaver at the net, and she's able to drop it in.
Looks like that ball just dropped right inside the block. Now Macy Jurger back to serve, and Sarah Putt at the net for Florida State.
This is set point for the Seminoles here. Looking to go up on court three. The serve goes long, and that point goes to Hawaii. Sarah Putt getting it done using that block, and set one on court three is going to Florida State. Let's get you to court five with Sam Gore and Cameron Irwin.
Over here on court five, it is 19-all, so we're in a win by 2 situation here. Zalapany and Drews of Hawaii against Fitzpatrick and Gonsalves of Florida State. Hawaii in the black with the green letters. And that ball is good. Point Florida State. It'll be set point for Fitzpatrick and Gonsalves. That's a look at Fitzpatrick, a freshman from Tallahassee, and Gonsalves, a sophomore from Dallas, serving. And the first set point is saved by Hawaii.
Back-to-back blows of that high line shot over the blocker. Hawaii has really challenged Fitzpatrick off first contact.
Zalapany about to serve. She's about to begin getting her master's degree in social work. Another set point coming for the Seminoles.
I love Gonsalves reaching into that middle ball out of serve receive. Usually that angle ball is not yours in serve receive, but Gonsalves being super aggressive so that she can get the swing.
And Florida State, if there's not a net violation called, has won the set, and I think they did get called for the net violation. So a net violation denies the Seminoles the set, and we'll play on.
Score 21 apiece. Oh, and just a huge missed opportunity for Florida State. A bad set from Hawaii there. They should have absolutely terminated that ball.
21 apiece. Win by 2 from here on out, an ace.
Oh, Hawaii challenging that middle ball. I love it. The play before, Gonsalves reached into the angle, so Fitzpatrick thinking she was going to do it again, but that one just slightly out of reach.
This is a fifth-year senior and a freshman pairing. That is the freshman Paige Drews, who came to the team as a walk-on, and she earned a scholarship. Great save by Gonsalves of Florida State. Again. It is set point Hawaii. Oh, what a rally. Nice catch there by Fitzpatrick to see the opening in the defense.
Check out this huge dig from Florida State. Look at that full extension. And Fitzpatrick, again, just really being aggressive with her line shot.
We're tied at 22. That's out. Point Florida State, and another set point comes with it.
Florida State on the good side, wind in their face.
Gonsalves serving. Little slip there by Fitzpatrick. She recovered. These two having amazing rallies, and Florida State wins that long exchange and takes the opening set. So Florida State wins the first set on court 5. And we'll head now to court 4. Another tight set, 19-all. Winner of this rally is going to have a set point. Hawaii at the top of your screen, Florida State at the bottom. It'll be set point Hawaii. Ari Hamayan, number 1. Amy Ozzie, number 3 for the Rainbow Wahine. There's a look at Hamayan from Woodland Hills, California, of Afghani descent. And the Seminoles save the point. That is number 21, Molly McBain, a sophomore from Toronto, teaming with Brooke Kuhlman, a 5'10" junior from Jupiter, Florida. Set point Hawaii again off the service error from Kuhlman.
Hawaii on the good side. They have led for most of this first set.
Ozzie, her dad, a world-class windsurfer, has his own shop in Hawaii. Her mom owns a health food store there. Point Hawaii, and the set comes with it.
Hamayan just so good these last few points on dig to transition. That one just finding the line in the cross court.
So we saw Florida State win the first set on court 5. Hawaii answers on court 4. This is a good one. The duel in the winner's bracket between Hawaii and Florida State continues. All 5 courts in action. Florida State taking the opening set on court 1, 3, and 5. Hawaii taking the opening set on courts 2 and 4. That's what you can see if you log on to the app. You can also pick your court. We're going to head back to court 4. I told you Ari Hamayan is of Afghani descent. Holly Rowe is with a very special guest with an inspiring story. Holly?
That's right. I'm with Ari's dad, Yosef Hamayan, and you have one of the great stories of resilience that I've heard, leaving your home country of Afghanistan and having to escape in an unusual fashion. How were you able to do that?
Well, since the Russian was invaded Afghanistan, I have no other choice because I was in college and I was against communist, the regime. I walked from Afghanistan all the way to Pakistan for 13 days and 13 nights because I was not able to get passport or any kind of other document to leave the country, and it was really hard. I'm talking about 40 years ago.
And now as you go through that hardship, and you were in college, now you see your daughter here and her hardship in college is very different. How does your resilience translate to her? How are you able to tell her what things were like to give her that strength?
Well, to be honest with you, I was talking with her and with my other 2 sons always about my past, to how hard it was for me to get there, and I'm so happy for her, especially for my daughter, which is right now at this level, and I'm really, really proud.
You've kept your tradition and your origin of country alive. You speak Farsi in the home, and how have you tried to do that with your family?
Well, I speak Farsi and English both, but most likely English. Because they have been born here.
Now, I know you're a very proud U.S. citizen. What does it mean to be here watching your daughter play volleyball in this setting?
Well, it's like, as I mentioned, I'm really proud citizen. I'm so happy I'm here and my life has been saved. And well, I don't know what else I can tell about that, but I'm really, really proud citizen.
Well, thank you. And he is such a loving dad. Every time the team comes to California, he cooks for them. He brings them food to their hotel. So thank you for sharing your love with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Sam, back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Yeah, what an inspiring story. And Youssef has gone on to become a very successful businessman. He got here with $40 in his pocket and lost that $40 almost right away. It's a real American dream story. And one of our favorite stories of this championship. His daughter Hamayan, #1 there with her back to you inside the court. Ozzy is serving. Hawaii won the first set and up 3-1 here to start the second. Good dig. Nice save by Hamayan. That goes long.
Hamayan with a couple nice overhead digs, but unfortunately just was not able to transition out of that one, swinging that ball deep past the back line.
Holly mentioned it, but her dad, Youssef, does travel and cooks for the team. I'm sure they're having a nice meal courtesy of his cooking here in Gulf Shores as well. What a point as that ball just dribbles over and falls on the Hawaii side of the court. Point Florida State.
And they get him with the trickler. I mean, it's just so tough when that ball hits the tape. You've already used so much energy to get back, play defense, and drops right over the net.
Kuhlman serving. Perfect.
Amy Ozzy finding a way off that pass.
Ozzy, a former high school high jump champion, shows some skills there. NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship coverage will continue tomorrow, Sunday at 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. For more information on the NCAA Women's Beach Volleyball Championship, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Back here at the fours in this winner's bracket duel between Florida State and Hawaii. Florida State comes in on a 20-duel win streak. Point Hawaii, courtesy of Ozzy. Ozzy, one of those very driven athletes, aspires to be an Olympian. They say she comes in, they do weights from 6 to 7 in the morning. She'll serve a bit, go to class, come back for practice, stay late after practice.
You know, Sam, it's said that Evan Silberstein, one of the coaches for the Hawaii staff, once found her asleep in the sand with all the volleyballs around her. I mean, that's just how hard she works.
She comes from that athletic family I mentioned earlier. Her dad, a world-class windsurfer. Her mom was a fantastic athlete as well and owns Mana Foods, which Mana in Hawaiian means soul. It's a health food store. Hamayan, wide, point Florida State.
I got a chance to talk to Laurel Weaver, who's on the 3 pairs for Hawaii last night, about what their preparation looked like coming into today. And she said, you know, they sat down, looked at some film, but this morning they all got together and felt so ready to go. Very complete, very energized and focused.
Again, Florida State beat UCLA yesterday, the #1 seed. This is a battle between the #3 seed and the #4 seed. The winner will advance straight to the championship tomorrow. Good hustle by the Rainbow Wahine. They call themselves the Sandbows. How about that shot by Ozzy?
Just, again, doing anything to get it done. That's the second play I've now seen from Ozzy.
She's covered in sand after this.
I mean, reaching over in the knuckle to the back line, deep middle. When you're in trouble, that is a very good place to put the ball. It really forces the defense back to the back line, making them move even more. And then it also causes a bit of miscommunication.
So Ozzy and Hamayan have doubled up the score in set #2. Let's head back over to Courtney and Holly McPeak on court 1.
Yeah, we're seeing a great response from Hawaii here after they dropped the first set 21-12.
And you can always expect that at the highest level. These teams respond. If they're not playing well with their first set play, they can make some adjustments, and it's really paying off for Hawaii. They're much better defensively, making some plays, scoring points, but Florida State's been really impressive clearing that big block of Maglio.
Vanessa Freiti will go back to serve for Florida State. These Florida State pairs are both seniors. Shook at the net. Terminates.
Kaivi Shook, she is the undersized of the two, but she's dynamic, gets up. Very feisty competitor for Hawaii.
Born in Hawaii, raised in California, and really wanted to come back home and had to work hard to be a part of this Hawaii Sambo roster. Hawaii just 2 points away from evening up this match on court 1. Let's see what Maglio does with it. Puts it down, and now it's going to be set point for Hawaii.
Pretty elevation. Emily Maglio gets her feet to the ball, high point of contact, driving it down. That's the advantage of being 6'3", but she's got quick feet.
Paranagua has to chase after it. It was a really tough first touch for Florida State, and that is going to give the set to Hawaii. We are even up on court 1.
That's when it gets exciting. Both teams adjusting and strategizing differently.
This is over on court 2, where now we're seeing Florida State respond. They've already matched their point total from the first set against Martin and Monkhouse. Martin with a tough angle, and it just leaves Florida State falling all over the sand.
Both players laugh it off, but they end up landing on top of each other. Morgan Martin, look at this ball. She's like falling away, but great hand contact to cut it sharp along the net. And then Florida State, the hustle is there. Everyone's okay. That's the good news.
Yes. Some scrappy play. Haley Luke with the shot.
Haley Luke indoors was a setter, but out here she gets to do everything. This pair is the most improved for the Florida State program, really moving up the ranks because they got so much time in the sand training with the beach program in the fall as well.
They were this year's CCSA tournament MVPs. Haley Luke with the save, and now she attacks with one in front of her. Leah Monkhouse was there, but it goes off of the block. Point for FSU.
FSU making a big push in this second set. This has been the hot team for Florida State.
Luke serving. They go at Martin. Touch is called, so that point goes to Florida State.
Morgan Martin started the season slow, but she's hot now.
Well, on Monday, start your week with Get Up at 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN with Greeny, Beetle, and Jalen. They'll talk the potential for a Rockets-Warriors showdown in the West, how a quick Cavs clinch over Toronto would help LeBron, and recap the top sports moments of the weekend. Get Up, Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, and of course, the ESPN app. Monkhouse goes after it. On the attack, trying to go down the line, and just a little too wide.
Leah Monkhouse, the Big West Freshman of the Year, also the under-18 Canadian champ, and her partner, actually from Florida State, Molly McBain.
McBain playing over on court 4 right now for Florida State. And there's a point for the Seminoles.
Haley Luke is doing it all right now for Florida State. Look at this big press right over the net on Morgan Martin.
Haley Luke, a redshirt senior. As you mentioned, this is their first whole season on the beach. You can really see they're starting to click. Playing really great volleyball at a perfect time.
And the chemistry between them is fantastic. Morgan Martin, the bigger player for Hawaii, getting served, but she's experienced. She's born and raised playing in the sand. Started the season with some injuries, but has battled back into form.
Down the line goes Katie Horton.
Neither Katie Horton or Haley Luke affected by the block of Martin so far. They're used to the indoor game where you've got double blocks, sometimes triple blocks.
This is Haley Luke serving. Florida State is just 2 points away from evening up this match. Great placement from Morgan Martin.
Morgan Martin had a standout freshman year last year where she was a college All-American in the sand.
She played with Michaela Tucker, and they were the Big West pair of the year. Monkhouse. Monkhouse off of the tape and a little bit of that block. Gets the point.
Martin Monkhouse trying to dig in, see if they can get away with a 2-0 win, but Horton and Luke have been really steady.
Katie Horton. Wow, what a save from Monkhouse. Wide on the shot, though. She had to lay out to save that.
They will switch sides, and you see Evan Silberstein, the assistant coach for Hawaii, talking to them. Look at this dig by Monkhouse, fantastic. She just needs to keep this ball in the court. The idea is fantastic. Execution a centimeter off.
It is set point for Florida State as Haley Luke and Katie Horton try to even up this match on court 2. No team has put on a point on the board yet in the duel. Shot is wide, but Florida State will still get another chance. Still set point. Monkhouse serving now, down by 4. There's the shot from Katie Horton. That'll do it. Evened up now at a set apiece on court 2. Let's get you over to court 3 now, where Carly Kahn and Laurel Weaver are leading by 2, but it's been close in this second set.
All these pairs responding after losing that first set, making a big push. And you see Hawaii with a slight advantage in the second set after losing the first.
Facing Macy Jerger and Sarah Putt. Weaver. Point for Florida State. Tied up now at 19. We played a 21. You have to win by 2. Jerger's serve barely gets over, but Carly Kahn was there. Weaver rolling on the tape for the point.
Very timely defensive play, and Laurel Weaver just has a motor that does not stop. You see the fire, you see the energy. Look at this cut shot, sharp along the net, and Sarah Putt thinking she was going over line.
Neither of these pairs have dropped a set in the tournament. Dropped a match in the tournament. Set point for Hawaii. It goes out, and the Sandbows even it up. I think we're gonna see a lot of 3-set action here. Let's send you to court 4 and Sam and Cameron.
That may be the case with the exception of this court, because it is seeming like Ozzy and Hamayan have things going their way. Would you agree, Courtney? Oh, excuse me, Cameron?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've won about 4 of the side switches for sure. So they've led for since about 8-6 here.
16-11, Ozzy and Hamayan leading here in the second set. They won the first set just barely, 22-20. There's a good swing by Kuhlman. Kuhlman number 20, McBain number 21 for the Seminoles. Hamayan is number 1 and Ozzy number 3 for the Rainbow Wahine. So look at Brooke Kuhlman. Kuhlman from Jupiter, Florida. Was an All-American last year. Just 5'10". She played at the ones last year. And that got away from her. point Hawaii.
I don't know if I've seen a ball go that far.
It is windy out here for the 4s and 5s, and there's been some storms in the area, but that may be forcing these winds to gust a little bit more at times. There's the former state high jump champion, Ozzy, getting up to put that away.
Throughout this entire match, I've been so impressed by Amy Ozzy and Ari Homayan. Ozzy just really doing a nice job siding out when she gets the chance, and Homayan really creating those opportunities for her with great setting.
Homayan's serve goes out 18-13. This would give Hawaii the first point of the duel. Court 5, Zalapany and Drews trying to force a third set at the 5s for Hawaii.
Oh, and an open net, but unfortunately just not finding that one.
So 19-18 at the 5s on the right-hand side of your screen. On the left-hand side, Ozzy and Homayan serving now to try to get to match point. Specifically, Ozzy back to serve, and Homayan changes her position. Set point on the 5s for Zalapany and Drews. So it'll be match point Hawaii at the 4s.
But Fitzpatrick is just not going to let it happen over here on the 5s. Finding another point, 19-20.
Still set point for Hawaii at the 5s, match point for Hawaii at the 4s. And Florida State stays alive at the 4s and has tied the score at the 5s. So it's win by 2 on court 5 on the right-hand side of your screen. And still match point for Hawaii at the 4s. Kuhlman ready to serve for Florida State. Rally underway. Timeout on 5s. A put away down the line by Kuhlman. Keeps Florida State alive for at least one more point.
Kuhlman doing a really nice job in transition, finding the open sand.
Kuhlman playing with Molly McBain, who's one of the many Canadians that play beach volleyball. McBain back to serve. Her dad, Andrew, played 13 seasons in the NHL with 4 different teams. It's good. That ball just dropped inside. Ozzy let it go and paid the price. So match point again for Hawaii. They've got 4 more to work with here, but McBain and Kuhlman making it difficult to close it out for Hawaii. And Ozzy ends this match. So Hawaii has the first point of the duel. R.A. Homayan and Amy Ozzy secure the point for Hawaii in this winner's bracket duel.
Ozzy came in just like a freight train on that last swing. You could tell she really wanted to finish off this duel point.
So Hawaii takes the lead in the duel. We'll head back over to court 1. Courtney Lyle and Holly McPeak take over.
Florida State responding after they drop set 2. Now up 10-7. Remember, we only played a 15 in set 3, and you still have to win by 2. Off of Florida State, that's going to be a point thanks to Emily Maglio for Hawaii.
Emily and Maglio being very aggressive with her serve, serving into the wind and then cleaning up that ball that came over on 1.
Kaivi Shook to the back line, just enough room to place it.
Kaivi Shook, so much fire, so much passion for Hawaii.
Jeff Hall working with his 1s right now. And let's head back to court 5 with Sam and Cameron.
Court 5, we've got a match point or a set point situation at the end of this rally. And it's Florida State who wins the rally and has match point to try to tie the duel.
I'm so impressed with Fitzpatrick. Hawaii continues to try and pick on her, but she's really finding her points. She's got a great high line shot, and that time you saw the ball control she has with her pokey.
Match point, Florida State. Denied by Hawaii.
And Zalopany, that was an impressive shot. Saw the pulling blocker and just going right over the top of her head.
21 apiece, win by 2. The match hangs in the balance here at the 5s. Fitzpatrick and Gonsalves won the first set 24-22.
Hawaii on the good side.
Tough serve receive. They were able to deal with it though. Great hustle.
Huge opportunity.
And despite excellent hustle by the Seminoles, Hawaii outlasting and has a set point.
You can see the communication there from Hawaii trying to figure out their next move.
Hawaii trying to send this to a third set. Zalopany and Drews. Serve might have been going out. And the touch going high. And we're headed to the third set on court 5. It'll be to 15, win by 2 to determine who wins this match. Let's go back to court 1.
Well, on court run, we are in set 3. Florida State is up 11-9. Hawaii just had a service error and they switched sides.
Florida State switching to the side with the wind in their face, and this is a really important opportunity. They need to score as many points. Even though they're up by 2, they want to finish on the good side if they can.
Here's Shook. And talk about the pokey right there. Coming over from Freity. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, Florida State was really in command on court 1, their pair 1, and Hawaii has made a little bit of a rally lately. It really came after a chat they had with head coach Jeff Hall. He said, look, we are being aggressive for a championship. This is not the time to be patient and feel your way through things. He wanted them to have the service pressure on this Florida State pair, and I really think Shook and Maglio have responded for the most part.
Kaivi Shook will be the one serving now for Hawaii. They're only trailing by 2. Remember, we are playing to 15 in this third set. Point for Florida State.
Vanessa Freity, beautiful over line shot. It's not easy to hit that with so much accuracy over the big block of Maglio.
Florida State 2 points away from evening up this duel. Winner of the duel is moving to the championship duel.
That ball carries long, and Vanessa Freity's going to be very aggressive from the back line with the wind, again, in her face.
Here comes Shook off of the block and gets it to drop.
And now Florida State switching to that bad side. They wanted to finish on the good side, but Hawaii digging in. Now they're on the good side with an opportunity to go aggressive from the service line.
Still match point for Florida State. Hawaii will be serving. It's Emily Maglio. Paranagua setting up Freity.
How about that play at the net? The 2 big blockers, Paranagua, Maglio, have a little joust. Hawaii gets another opportunity.
Still match point for Florida State. They're trying to put a point up in the duel to even it up. Freity.
Net violation.
The point for Florida State. In 3 on court 1. You can even up this duel now at a point apiece. So much good volleyball left. Winner of this duel is moving on to the championship. Bracket right now, that means the winner of this duel moving on to the championship tomorrow. Florida State and Hawaii battling it out. We're even at 1 apiece. You take a look at the scores. Hawaii was able to clinch their point on court 4, but we still have 4 courts going in set 3, and we'll take you to court 3 right now, where Carly Kahn and Laurel Weaver leading Putt and Jerger 11-6.
And these are 2 pairs that have been hot for their programs. Carly Kahn, wow. She is such a dynamic athlete. Went to Missouri to be a libero and ended up being a 3-time All-American outside hitter. No limitations on Carly Kahn for Hawaii.
No. Listed at 5'9", a little undersized for an outside hitter, but I guarantee you, watching her play indoor, she has got some hop. She can do whatever it takes to score points, and obviously her great passing, such an asset on the beach.
Last summer, she spent some time in the gym trying out to be a libero for the USA national team. Karch knows what a great athlete she is.
Hawaii is on the left side of your screen. Florida State on the right side. Weaver over the block. And Sarah Putt with the shot.
Putt and Jerger both very experienced in the sand. Head coach Brooke Niles doing the slow walk side change with this Florida State team. But it looks like Hawaii's calling a timeout. They don't want Florida State to go to that good side without a game plan.
So they will take a breather here with Hawaii leading 12-8, looking to get that second point on the board as the duel is even at 1 apiece. NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship coverage continues on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. For more information on the NCAA Women's Beach Volleyball Championship, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. This is the 3rd year of an NCAA championship for beach volleyball. And Holly, you've been at all 3 of these now. What has the growth been like?
Well, the growth has been extraordinary. I think the depth in terms of talent from 1 to 5 and all the programs has really grown, and it's because of the grassroots. Grassroots for beach volleyball across the country, the depth and the amount of young women playing this game in the sand, it's really exciting, and they feed these programs.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to watch. Let's get you over to court 2 now, where Florida State is leading in set 3, 11-9.
Morgan Martin and Leah Monkhouse, the freshman from Canada, hanging around though, 11-10. Hawaii on the good side, a chance to score some points and go on a run.
Leah Monkhouse with the serve for Hawaii. Katie Horton, no touch. Yes, they will call the touch, so point for FSU.
Katie Horton wasn't sure, but her partner Haley Luke said, yep, there was a touch. Both Hawaii players saying there was no touch.
We'll give you another look at it.
Blocker at the net. Hard to see from that angle, but the block was definitely present. It did happen right in front of the referee. He has the best angle.
Morgan Martin, wow, what a layout from Katie Horton, and then Haley Luke finishes it off.
Luke and Horton, so much fire, great chemistry together. I saw them in March playing at the East versus West, and they were so impressive at the 4 spot. Now they're 2s.
We'll give you a look at courts 2 and 3. Court 2 on the left side of your screen, but it is match point over on the right side of your screen on court 3. Also match point on court 2 now. This is Haley Luke serving on the left side of your screen for Florida State match point here. Luke can't get to it. They will do it again. Match point on the right side of your screen. That is on court 3, where Hawaii still has match point.
Match point on 2 for Florida State, match on court 3 for Hawaii. trying to tie it up.
That's a point for Florida State, and they will switch sides. Over on court 5, it is 10-7. We will get there just a moment. Match point over on court 2. That's the left side of your screen. Horton setting up. That was Horton on the swing. And Florida State is going to tack on another point. They jump ahead in the duel 2-1. But check out the right side of your screen. Carly Kahn and Laurel Weaver, they even it up again. So now it's 2-2 in the duel. Coming down to the 5s.
So exciting, and this is where it came down to yesterday. Francesca Gonçalves with her partner, Madison Fitzpatrick, with the big win for Florida State yesterday.
Let's send it to Sam and Cameron at court 5.
Thank you very much, Courtney. As you said, it is coming down to the 5s. We're in a third set, and this set will determine the winner of the duel and who moves on to the NCAA championship duel tomorrow. Look at all the people sprinting to this court to check it out. Point, Florida State, and the Seminoles take an 11-7 lead.
And that is back-to-back aces from Gonçalves. She aced going the opposite direction the point before.
Gonçalves, 32, getting signaled by Fitzpatrick. Number 33, that serve goes wide.
But Gonçalves doing her job, applying the pressure.
The winner moves on to the championship. The loser, though, is not eliminated. Will come back tomorrow and play at 10:30 local time. Drew's the freshman serving. Zalapany, good save. Powerful kill by Zalapany.
And you can see the passion. You love it right there. Zalapany just with a huge swing. Now this is so important because guess what? Last year, NCAA tournament, it came down to the 5s pair. These two teams facing off against one another in one of the duels. And it was a huge, huge win for Hawaii.
The walk and talk done by Hawaii head coach Jeff Hall. 11-9, we're playing to 15, win by 2. That serve goes out. We've seen a lot of service errors here late in the afternoon as the wind has picked up. And Florida State now up 12-9, 3 points from winning this duel. Remember, Florida State upset UCLA yesterday.
Oh, what a great read from Fitzpatrick.
Florida State up 13-9. That is Fitzpatrick again, and she's going back to serve, a freshman who grew up a Seminole fan in Tallahassee. Used to come to the FSU team camp every summer as a youngster. That shot right on the line, 13-10.
Oh my goodness, Hawaii looks like they're trying to attack out of the middle, or that set may have just been pretty inside, but Hawaii doing a nice job moving the direction of that ball, finding the line.
There's no room for error for the Sandbows. Hawaii, a loss of a point gives Florida State dual point. That serve goes over the net and is good. 13-11.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Hawaii right now is on the bad side, so that little extra push of wind that may have gotten that ball to trickle over.
Zalapany serving.
Again, Fitzpatrick just finding a way to score points.
It is dual point Florida State. Hawaii has won 32 straight duels. Florida State has won 20 straight. One of those streaks is about to end. Hawaii's last loss to Florida State. Dual point. Hawaii stays alive.
Just off the hands of Gonzalez. I liked the angle block there. And Fitzpatrick, I mean, you can see her. She just preps so well in her defense. She is nearly getting a hand on everything.
Florida State remains undefeated. The Seminoles are moving on to the NCAA championship tomorrow afternoon. Hawaii's win streak has come to an end, but they are still alive in the tournament and could get revenge tomorrow if they win in the elimination bracket.
Head coach Brooke Niles said it best yesterday. We're the underdog, no one expects us, and they continue to prove themselves every single duel.
See the face of Angela Rock there, the volleyball legend assistant, volunteer assistant. Florida State has come in and taken out the #1 team in the nation and then just ended Hawaii's 32 dual win streak. What a weekend for the Seminoles so far. As FSU undefeated and moves on to the championship, which will be tomorrow at 2 Eastern on ESPN. They still could face Hawaii again, however. Hawaii drops down into the elimination bracket and will play at 11:30 Eastern tomorrow on ESPN2. Hawaii will play the winner of the upcoming duel between USC and UCLA. Let's head down to Holly Rowe with Coach Brooke Niles.
Well, Brooke, there is so much drama that goes on when Florida State and Hawaii meet up. Last year, the same situation. How does your team find a way to fight through this every single time?
I mean, they're a great team, and they always show up in the playoffs. It was last year, and it was the year before. So we knew they were going to come to play. We knew the game. I told them it's going to come down 27-25 in the third. So I was a little off, but we're just happy to get a win and be on for tomorrow. And I just believe in this team so much, so it's exciting.
I know for you, it's such a weird personal journey. Last year at this time, you're 7 months pregnant. You have pneumonia at this event. You go on to have a life-threatening illness. The journey you've been on to be back here now in the championship match, what does that mean to you?
Holly, you're going to make me emotional. I just try to get them to, I told them my story. They know what's happened to me, and life's short. Like, you either live with adventure or you don't live at all, and we're living right now. So we're just trying to take every game point by point, and we're just really excited to be here, but we also know we need to do some work here. So we're excited tomorrow. We're going to play a really good team no matter who it's going to be, but hopefully you love watching us play. I don't know what to say.
We love it. We're falling in love with this team. They're so fun to watch. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Coach Niles also married to volleyball Nick Lucena, who's part of the #1 team in the world on the men's side. And her voice actually sounds better today than it did when we got here. That's not from yelling at her team. She's been under the weather this year as well.
Yeah, she said it. She goes, I don't really yell, but she already lost her voice. But what a huge win for Florida State to continue the ranks through that winner's bracket. I mean, so many teams were looking past Florida State, but right now their play is matching their output.
So Florida State can begin to recover and try to rejuvenate for tomorrow's championship. This was dual point from our drone sitting up on top of the water looking back at the shore. And this is from our courtside camera. Florida State is undefeated and will play for the title tomorrow afternoon.